Imperial Beach residents battle sea to save homes. Del Mar homeowners sandbag against rising tide. Crumbling cliffs threaten condos, emergency seawall being built. By themselves, each of these recent stories was big news, but taken together, they make even bigger news. The sandy beaches in Southern California are disappearing. And if the process continues, all of our beaches may someday look like this. And we won't be able to blame Mother Nature either. It's our fault. We're starving our beaches to death.
About 90% of the sand on our beaches comes from rivers in flood.
Jeffrey Frauschi of Scripps Institution of Oceanography, a leading authority on beach erosion.
Now we simply can't tolerate major floods down through developed areas, high velocity flows, large volumes of water that can carry sand to the beach. We've got flood control structures and dams upstream and ways of controlling floods, and also we've developed water resources inland. So we're not feeding our beaches anymore, and the sand on our beaches is gradually disappearing down submarine canyons and out to deep water.
Some beaches, of course, are disappearing faster than others. This is sometimes caused by localized severe wave action or by the building of navigational structures like the jetty at Oceanside Harbor that interrupt the natural flow of sand along the beach. Erosion like this takes place rapidly. That's why it's misleading to talk about any average rate of erosion.
Unfortunately, people have assumed that there's some sort of a regular or average rate of retreat along the shoreline and have cited projects on the basis of experience of the last 30 years or so, not recognizing that during this period of time we had sand on our beaches, one, and two, we had very benign weather conditions. We didn't have big waves, we didn't have heavy rainfall, and so they thought it was going to be like this forever and made decisions about siting projects along the cliffs that may have been all right to meet that set of circumstances, but result in a project that's going to be in trouble when we get rigorous conditions.
Many bluff-top developments, because of how and where they're built, are contributing to the cliffside crumbling that threatens them. They do this by diverting runoff water and concentrating it in the wrong places. Inland neighbors, unknowingly, are adding to the problem.
Even development a considerable distance inland can have a rather marked effect in some areas. For example, in the Encinitas area, the groundwater table has risen very markedly in the last few years because people inland are watering their lawns excessively. The water is penetrating down until it hits an impervious layer and then runs out toward the coast down slope on the rocks and comes out the cliffs. And this is causing rock failures and cliff retreat in that area. The county has done some studies on this, and they find that homeowners are perhaps putting the equivalent of 70 inches of rainfall on their lawns each year, which is certainly an excessive amount.
If you think the problem of beach erosion is a problem only for people who live on the beach, you're wrong. It's your problem and my problem. For instance, last year, California's shoreline suffered about $18 million worth of damage. The dollar lost to private citizens came to only about $3 million. Guess who paid the rest? That's right, taxpayers like you and me. Experts like Jeff Frauschi believe that unless and until governments begin to enact stricter controls over what and how we build near our beaches, they're going to keep on disappearing. And of course, governments won't act until the people demand it. So I guess it's really up to us. Shirley Clum, News 8, La Jolla Shores.